Hello, geometry students. So today we are going to begin our last unit on, as you can guess, circles. So over this unit, we are going to talk about vocabulary. We're going to go different parts of circles. We'll talk about arcs and the degree and the length of them. We'll talk about area of sectors. We'll do angles. Segment length, as well as equations of circles and graphing. So this is, again, going to be the last unit we cover. So again, we're talking about circles. So today we are going to go over some vocabulary. So I have this foldable here in my notebook. So we're going to talk about the words radius, chord, diameter, arc, tangent, secant, sector, and segment. So you should know some of these already, but probably not all of them. So if we begin, so a radius, if I open the flap here, or let's start with circle, since we're talking about circles today. So a circle, as you can see here, and this is the symbol we use for a circle. It's like a circle with the center marked here. But a circle is the set of all points, a given distance, which is your radius, from a given point, which is your center. And then you name a circle by the center of the circle. So in this example here in the middle, you can see that the center of the circle is A. So the example of the picture here would be you put the circle symbol and you put the center. So this would be circle A. So this whole circle here would be circle A. Okay, so continuing with our vocabulary. The first word we have on the left is radius. So a radius is a segment that goes from the center to a point on the circle. So again, it's a segment. It goes from the center, again, to a point on the circle. So in this picture, I have a couple different choices, but one of them would be segment, everybody see here, segment AB that I traced in blue. So that would be an example. So I would put AB with a segment bar above it because that's a segment. So again, it's a segment that goes from the center to a point on the circle. You could have also said segment AC or segment AE. All of those are segments. Okay, next word, we have chord. So a chord is a segment with endpoints on the circle. So both the endpoints have to actually be on the circle. So in this particular picture, again, one of the options I have would be segment CD. So this is a chord. So notice it has two endpoints, again, on the circle. So we have segment CD, and maybe I'll just write it. This is a chord, and this was a radius. Another example of a chord in the picture would be segment CE. Again, C and E are both endpoints in the circle that could make that a chord as well. Okay, continuing on. My next word is diameter. So a diameter is a chord. So basically it still has to have two endpoints on the circle, but it contains the center of the circle. So it goes through the center. Okay, so in my picture here, let me get a different color. Let's try green. So in the picture, the diameter, there's only one in the picture here, would be segment CE. Because again, it has endpoints in the circle, which makes it a chord, and it goes through the center. So again, example of a diameter would be segment CE, and in the picture, I'm going to go ahead and write, this is the diameter. So again, it's a chord that goes through the center. Okay, we have one final word on the left, and that's the word arc. Okay, so arc is like part of the circumference of the circle. I shouldn't say circumference, just kind of part of the circle. It consists of 2 points on a circle, and all points needed to connect the points by a single path. So in this picture, for example, if I have point B and point E, the arc could go from B to E. So that purple arc that I traced here, this is an example of an arc. So again, the way you name an arc is you put the two endpoints So one is B and one is E, and you put the arc symbol above it. Now notice it's not a segment, it's got a little curve to it. So that would be arc BE. So again, it's 2 points on a circle and all the points between them. Okay, so we're halfway done with vocabulary here. We have 4 more definitions to go over here. So we have tangent, secant, sector, and segment. So if we start with tangent, a tangent is a line that intersects a circle in exactly 1 point. So in this particular picture, my tangent would be this line here that I kind of traced here in orange. It's a line, so it keeps going in both directions. So I could name this line, let's do it BF, or you could do GF, okay? Any 2 points. You could do F, G, etc. But again, it's a line that intersects your circle in exactly 1 point. That point is your point of tangency. So in this picture, where it intersects the circle is point B. That's your point of tangency. So this is my tangent line. Point B here is my point of tangency. So again, a tangent line intersects your circle in 1 point. That point is called your point of tangency. Continuing on, my next word is secant. So a secant is a line that intersects your circle in 2 points. So in this picture, let's get another color here. Let's do this blue here. So the secant would keep going like this. Everybody seeing light blue here? I went through the circle, hit it twice, came out the other side. So if segment CD is a chord, line CD is a secant. So again, this line here in blue, this is your secant. So the segment is the chord, but the line would be the secant. Okay, we got 2 more parts here. So next word is sector. So a sector is part of a circle enclosed by 2 radii and their intercepted arc. So in this picture, a sector would be like this highlighted section here. It's like a piece of pizza or a piece of pie. Okay, and so if I name this particular sector, sorry about my arm there in the middle, it could be like sector BAC, because B, A, and C determine this piece. It's not a triangle, it's a sector. So again, this region here is a sector. So it's like a piece of pizza, a piece of pie. Again, it's part of the circle enclosed by 2 radii and their intercepted arc. So here's your 2 radii, there is the arc. And then last but not least, we have something called a segment of a circle. Now, this is not just a segment, it's a segment of a circle. So what this is, it's a region between a chord of a circle and its intercepted arc. So again, it's the region between the chord and the arc. So let me grab a different color here. So in this picture, this whole section here that I'm kind of tracing in red, or this light red color, this section here is a segment of a circle. Because again, it's bounded by a chord and its arc. So the chord and the arc together, this section here, make a segment of a circle. And we'll talk later in this unit about actually how to find the area of the segment of a circle. Okay, so today, again, is all basics, going over vocabulary. If you have any questions, again, please let me know.